For me, it was more like I had a pretty bad headache. My body was aching the first few days, and then I lost my sense of smell, really. So I think obviously I was still expecting to maybe get worse because of what I've heard. So I was always on edge, and but I consider myself lucky because obviously all I experienced was a bad headache at the start, uh, body a bit achy, and then the sense of smell that went really. I think from obviously I would say what I've done myself, which was obviously picked up reading again and learning about myself more, understanding myself to a deeper level, and try and find something that you enjoy doing. Obviously, a lot of times it could be a lot of people like doing a lot of things outside. You get me? You understand? And it when you're isolating, you have to change your focus to what you can do in the house. And there's so many things we can do, especially with phones and what we've got to our advantage of that you can just search anything up. Like for myself, before I go to bed, I listen to a lot of motivational speeches, put my headphones in, and I do that before going to sleep. And the first thing I do when I wake up is the same thing, and then kickstart my day. And then obviously, before I go to bed, I also write down what I want to do the next day. So I have like a plan. And yeah, I'll say just find out what you enjoy doing and stick to it. It's had a massive impact, because so like before I was tested positive, I had a test on Monday. Like obviously 3 days before that, I think. Well, um before we played Sunderland. So we all got tested. And even while you're doing that, it's just you're worried. Like I was worried. Then it came back negative, and then I was like, yeah, I was buzzing. But preparation wise, especially for like the likes of PUGH and obviously Frank, obviously in the squad, it must be hard as well because obviously as a manager or as a coach, you 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 have something in your head that what you want to do going into the week and then come into the games, and then halfway through the week, then you're losing someone because of COVID. Like it happened with Tom Conlon as well. And it's happened with like obviously the likes of Crooks here, Fitz. So a few of us have had it, and it changes everything, especially as a coach, I would say, and obviously as a player, it's frustrating as well because obviously you got to find a way of staying fit. So when you do go back in, you're not too far behind. But like I experienced myself when I tried doing that, tried to do the normal things I did when we first entered the first lockdown, because I've had COVID, I felt lightheaded and I couldn't really do much. So it's frustrating, but obviously I'm healthy now. I feel good, and I just got to stay positive, and I'm glad that I've not experienced what others have experienced and how others have felt. So I do feel for those individuals. It adds a lot of pressure because not just us, but other clubs will be trying to work on certain things, and with the limitations that you have, that you can't do this, you can't do that. Even like say for ourselves, the using the gym, like it's even hard. You can't really go and use the gym, or if you do, you got to use it for a certain amount of time, and you can't really do the normal stuff what you would do if this when happening. But because it is happening, to be fair to the club and everyone involved with the club, we've adjusted really well, and we're doing everything the right way. And it's just you're bound to catch the COVID, and you just got to deal with it. And it's just it's about staying positive and believing, but it is hard. It has been tough, man. I ain't gonna lie. Especially me getting it hit home, like it just hit me hard, man. We had no choice. We just had no choice. We had to adjust. We had to get used to it. And I think obviously for the fans must be so hard, because obviously football for them is their life as it is our lives, but we're still able to train, to play. But for the fans who obviously always look forward to coming to the stadiums, away days, that's been taken away from them. And I think for them has been a lot harder. But for us, we had to adjust and we had to carry over. Whether we believe it or not, it's still a job for us. End of the day, I know it's something that we all love doing, but it's part of the new life basically, and we've had to get on with it. It's big, you know, it's massive, because I know fans would want to be in the ground to change the routine up a little bit, where they go from working Monday to Friday, and then on a Saturday they will go to the games with their friends, families, and have a drink or whatever they do after games. But to be able to still watch us play, to be able to still look forward to a Saturday at 3 o'clock and put the game on is big, man. It still gives you like a routine in a way, where you can still get up on a Saturday and do whatever you got to do. The only difference is that you got to stay at home, and which is harder. Obviously, it is frustrating, because I'm guessing they'd want to be at the ground. We'd want them at the ground, but it's something good for them to still be able to watch football. Still, it's a big part of a lot of people's lives. You know what? Danny PUGH is an amazing coach. He's an amazing person, and obviously he's worked with us for a long time. I signed at Vale when he was still here. He knows us inside out, so it was sort of good for him to just, what he's done is great. Obviously, I know he's isolating at the moment, but the transition has been easy because he knows us, we know him, and he's a great coach. He's had an amazing career, and obviously with the help of Frank as well, I think they will do a great job. And the positivity between them two, the encouragement they bring as well, and how they just encourage the players, and what the information they give as well is very good. And I'm looking forward to working with PUGH and Frank for however long it may be. I hope it's for a long time, and they just keep moving forward, man.